some athletes having very high calorie needs due to their training and things like that. And there's only so many hours that they're awake in the day to eat. So there's certain times where an athlete might need to eat later in the day just to suffice calories. Like they just need to get more calories in. And there's only so much they can eat at one meal. So if they've spread their calories over meals, like we have some athletes that might need to eat 6,000, 7,000 calories. Well, that's hard to eat all that before 6 p.m. What I've seen from my own self study and then, kind of looking at literature and things like that is the biggest thing is if you eat a very dense meal too close to bedtime, that elevates your heart rate because now your body is working hard to digest that food and absorb that food and use that food and things like that. Well, when you go to sleep, first of all, you want your core body temperature to drop, and then you want your heart rate to drop, right? You want to get into a parasympathetic state, a resting state. Well, if you just eat this huge meal and then you try to go to sleep, your resting heart rate is going to be higher than normal. So now the first part of your sleep is going to be impacted because you're not in a restful state. And so that's the biggest thing. So now your sleep is getting impacted, at least through that first part of the sleep, because of that big meal you had. One thing that gets misconstrued when people talk about night feeding, that is a myth, in my opinion, is not really my opinion, but what the literature says is I think that came a lot from people that were worried about weight maintenance, and people would stop eating after a certain time because they felt like the nutrients would get turned into fat because they wouldn't be using them, right? Because they're going to eat and they're going to go to sleep. Well, we know that from literature now that's not necessarily true. It's really calories in, calories out over a 24-hour period, whether you're eating those calories in the morning, those calories in the afternoon, those calories at night. That kind of is all that matters in terms of energy balance. And so that is, again, I think a myth where people want to stop eating because they want to lose weight or something like that as a weight maintenance strategy. And I think it is better to probably shut that off a little bit before you sleep so that your heart rate and those types of things can come back to a restful state.